So Robert Pattinson is officially the new Batman. I guess you could call him Robert Battinson in that case. Sorry, that was stupid. Literally, it's like 2 a.m. where I am, and I got up to get a drink, and I've got the hiccups now, and I just checked my phone and I see this. Robert Pattinson is the new Batman for the Matt Reeves Batman movie. Inevitably, the memes are coming. Like, the memes of the Twilight Batman, the sparkly Batman. Oof, sorry, I've really got the hiccups bad right now. And I think this is the thing, is like, naturally this is going to come with some ridicule. Because many of us remember Robert Pattinson immediately for Twilight, but I think he himself is trying to live that down. And getting to star in a potentially successful Batman movie by a really great director, I think, is going to be the one thing to truly do that. I know that he's had some good roles since Twilight movies and everything, but the thing is, that's just the public perception, and naturally he's going to be trying to shake that. And this is a great opportunity for him, and I'm actually really happy for him. Our new Batman here has been pretty honest about what he's thought about the Twilight movies, and he's been through some stuff because of those movies. Why can't these hiccups just go away? It's been like this for the past quarter of an hour now. Now, I'll say this right now, he's not my first choice for Batman. That would be David Boreanaz. However, this is, I mean, like, the thing is, I can see things about it kind of working. I can kind of imagine him, if, like, groomed properly and if he works out, as kind of a Bruce Wayne sort of a look and everything. I can kind of imagine him in the Batsuit. It's kind of hit me as a bit of a sad reality that the DC Extended Universe that I knew and was invested in is kind of gone now, in that we're already announcing the new Batman. Like, that's kind of a moment for me, actually, because I really, really loved Ben Affleck. Like, for me, as soon as they announced Ben Affleck's casting as Batman, I hadn't really seen many Ben Affleck movies. I immediately googled the guy to see what he looked like and everything, googled interviews and stuff, and I thought, yeah, that guy is perfect for Bruce Wayne, really. Yeah, I wasn't aboard the hate train when it came to Ben Affleck, never understood the thing. With this, though, I will say that Robert Pattinson does not strike me immediately as Batman, like Ben Affleck did, but at the same time, like, Ben Affleck, for everyone else, proved to be a very controversial casting decision until it was revealed, so I guess this will be in the same vein. I mean, like, when they announced Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman and everything, I was like, well, that's not my first choice for, you know, the sort of appearance of Wonder Woman and everything, and she turned out great. And that's the thing, is in the DC Extended Universe, if we kind of disregard Suicide Squad, I don't think there has been really any bad casting decisions. I mean, I guess some people will say Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, but I saw the appeal to it. The thing is, from the fact that they're taking their time with this movie, and the fact that they got Matt Reeves directing it, it really does fill me with a lot of faith in this, you know? I get the feeling that they picked Robert Pattinson for a really good reason. I just really hope he buffs up and that his abs aren't painted on like they were in the Twilight movies. You know, it's a fun fact, Liz made me sit through the Twilight movies, the entire saga, because those movies kind of meant something to her because she loved them so much when she was a teenager. Admits that they're really bad now, but, like, you know, they still mean something to her sentimentally. And for me, sitting through them, like, as a kid, I'd made fun of the Twilight movies without seeing them because that's what little boys do. And I watched the first one, I thought, this is like, you'd expect this sort of stuff, this sort of stuff from Tommy Wiseau, not like a mainstream release. After that, they did get, admittedly, more, you know, like a real film, but I still didn't like them, you know. It's not my sort of thing. But you know what? I want this to work. I want this for Robert Pattinson. I want a victory for Robert Pattinson, you know. He's one of those actors that's so tied to a negative stigma that I really want him to have something that can really define him, you know. And I mean, like, I guess it comes with everything. Remember how everyone reacted to Heath Ledger being the Joker? Remember how everyone reacted to Michael Keaton being cast as Batman? These damn hiccups. And when they cast these actors, they clearly see something in those actors, you know? They're not going to cast someone with the role of Batman that they don't believe is ever going to work, you know? It's crazy how Boss Logic saw this coming, you know? Like, saw this coming a mile off, and how there was speculation about it. I do wonder if there are, like, inside sources at work when it comes to that sort of stuff, because it's surprising how many of these, like, casting rumors end up being absolutely true. But now that we have some idea of who's in the Batsuit, I guess it's kind of a good idea to kind of have a bit of a wish list for this movie. I'm kind of hoping that we've got a villain from the from the Batman Rogues Gallery that isn't the Joker and Harley Quinn unless they want to re-establish those correctly. So, you know, recast them, do away with the tattoos, do away with the stupid new outfits and everything. You know, get them right and everything. If they're going to do that, I welcome it with open arms. But personally, I would rather have a different Batman villain. My money always used to be on Penguin, but I feel like he's been very much in the spotlight in Gotham. However, there's the rumours that Josh Gad would be Penguin, and I'd be quite interested to see that. I'd love to see Mr. Freeze get a second chance. That would be great. I mean, there's the whole thing that is, like, I believe it's Deathstroke was originally set to be the main villain of this. And the thing is, like, I just don't know if that's what I want in the first, you know, major Batman movie in the DC Extended Universe, you know? But as I said, I'd certainly rather it be Deathstroke than anything of the Suicide Squad sort of an ilk. I mean, I'm hoping that the fact that this is all a prequel means that we do have another chance to see Ben Affleck in the role, maybe in like a Justice League 2 or something, provided that's ever going to be on the cards at this point. For God's sake. I just can't seem to get rid of them. I can't. In terms of the Batsuit, I'm hoping they maintain the grey on the suit, you know, like they did with the Ben Affleck version. They finally had the grey on there, because it's usually on film, it's all black. Maybe go one better, make it grey and blue this time. That would be awesome. And the sort of design and appearance of Gotham City as it kind of appeared in the DC Extended Universe so far, it's kind of had that more gothic than life sort of look to it that it kind of also has in Gotham, so I'd love to stick with that. I'm just hoping we end up with a really stylized film and that they're not going for reality like what we're kind of seeing in the Joker movie and everything. I'm not sure when this is set, because obviously it's a younger Batman than the Ben Affleck version, so it's got to be set like a good decade before Batman v Superman, I guess. And if it's set in the 90s, that could be a really interesting thing. Like, it'd be kind of an interesting juxtaposition when positioned next to, say, Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, to see how a Batman film set in the 90s could work. You know, because those movies are drenched in 90s, so a film set in the 90s from today's perspective could be really interesting. And bring back the sleek and slender Batmobiles. But yeah, as I was saying, in terms of villains that I kind of want to see, I'd love to see maybe Mr. Freeze get a second chance. That'd be really great to see, because we haven't really seen him done properly in live action, with the exception of the Gotham version. And even then, he was never really given that much to do past the origin story. I guess Two-Face could be an interesting one, because he's the kind of character that kind of played second fiddle to the Joker in The Dark Knight, and he, you know, the Tommy Lee Jones version doesn't really count, and he never really got a fair crack in Gotham, so maybe it makes sense to readdress him. The thing is, at this point, you're hard-pressed to find a Batman villain that hasn't been done before, really. And that's partly thanks to Gotham, to be honest. They basically went full force with the entire Batman Rogues Gallery and everything, and characters like Riddler and Penguin, who needed to be done right, have been done right in just about the most extensive way possible by fantastic actors. I don't really think this Batman movie could really bring anything new to the table when it comes to those characters, other than seeing them face off with Batman, and even then, with Corey Michael Smith and Robin Lord Taylor still vivid in my head, there's gonna be some comparisons, you know? Which is why Riddler and Penguin probably wouldn't be a good idea for this. Perhaps Catwoman. Catwoman's a popular choice, but I mean, she's been very much in the limelight in the Arkham games and the Batman Telltale games and Gotham, so maybe not her. The thing is, if you make any Batman film series, it's naturally going to peak with the Joker, because the Joker is Batman's arch nemesis. You can't really go bigger and better than the Joker. Literally, name one Batman film series that didn't peak the second it got to the Joker. You mean to tell me that The Dark Knight Rises can hold a freaking candle to The Dark Knight? It's kind of weird how history's repeating itself a little bit, in that we've got a new actor for Batman midway through the franchise. It really reminds me of how we went from Michael Keaton to Val Kilmer. Which does open the question, who's playing Alfred? Is it still going to be Jeremy Irons? Jeremy Irons is a fantastic actor, and I don't think he's really tolerating the stuff that's going on in the DC Extended Universe right now, so I can't imagine he's coming back. You know, I always thought would be quite interesting would be if we broke the tradition of British Alfreds and had Tom Hanks as Alfred. I feel like that could really work. He could encompass the warmth of the character while still being a bit of an older actor. Man, I wish these hiccups would stop. That said, obviously, you know I'd love Sean Pertwee, but he's had his crack of the whip now. The thing is, it's a younger Batman. I could imagine Robert Pattinson being the Batman at the very beginning of his career as the Dark Knight, so I mean, a Sean Pertwee Alfred wouldn't be too far off the mark. Perhaps Sean Bean as Alfred could be a good thing. That could work. The fact is, naturally, there's gonna be hysteria with this, and the poor guy's gonna get a lot of ridicule, and he's probably prepared for it, and he's probably very used to it by now. I'm just saying this right now, DC fandom, go easy on the guy, okay? Just go easy on him and keep an open mind. I'm sure it's gonna work out. I'm sure he's going to work. He's not my number one choice for this. I will admit that. But I guess that's kind of a good thing. Like, I can't imagine him as Batman, and that's a good thing because I will be surprised by what I receive. When you get an actor that you can easily imagine, well, you might as well just imagine their entire performance and then you've seen it. So yeah, that's my opinions on Robert Pattinson. These hiccups are ruining my puns. What do you guys think? Comment below and discuss, and be sensible. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and do consider the link in the Patreon link in the description below if you really want to be a super fan. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and have a great day.